This was originally going to be a scripted video, but at a certain point, it literally just said, fuck it, I don't care. I made it all the way to Relapse, and I was like, do I really need to do this much scripting for a video? So we're going off the fucking cuff today. This is the Eminem tier list video. This is the video I've been promising for like half a year now. I only started listening to it in October. That's why this took so long. When did I release that Backlash video out of pure curiosity? I released the Backlash video back in August. So you've literally been waiting half a year for this. And probably half you didn't even know I promised this until you watched my best of 2024 video. Please watch it. The Slim Shady LP is probably where Eminem is at his most offensive and most interesting of a character. The Slim Shady LP is B tier. I want to explain that. I just don't think the Slim Shady LP has enough good songs. It definitely has a lot of good songs. Not enough. There's a few that I don't like, but there are a lot that I do like. Like, the best song on that album is Bad Meets Evil, which is probably why you're asking why I didn't listen to that. Yeah, I didn't listen to Bad Meets Evil, because it's not an Eminem track. It's a Bad Meets Evil album. It also has Bruno Mars on it. So I might listen to that one day, because it's only one album. Why not? It'd be funny. You know what? If I should do that, and then rank all the songs in that album, like the video. If this video gets like 10 likes, I'll do it. This is just a really good album. There's not much more I can say about it. In comparison to Slim Shady LP, it only released a year after it, so there's not really that much different from it. The production's better, and M is definitely more refined in that year. In Slim Shady LP, he sounds off. It still kind of sounds like he does on Infinite, but in Marshall Mathers LP, this is where we finally see M at his slim voice. The actual voice he'll have for the next 5-6 albums. So I'm gonna put this in S tier. I really think this is one of Eminem's best albums. The Eminem Show is also a really good album. The problem is that I think it's an A tier. Most people think that this is the best album Eminem has to date, and that's wrong. It's a majority opinion, but it's still wrong. I actually think it comes way later. We'll get to it in about a few minutes, because I made the first 2 albums go by in under 4 minutes. Man, I'm really fucking bad. It has some bangers, but it also has enough songs that I don't like. Haley's song and My Dad's Gone Crazy, both don't care for it. Rips. But then you got songs like Till I Collapse and fucking When the Music Stops. So the real thing I have with the Eminem Show is that I don't think a lot of the songs that people find to be good are good to me. There are just some songs that people really like I don't care about. They're all for different reasons. I don't like White America because it's culturally important, but it doesn't really do anything for me. The Eminem Show is more or less just a pretty good representation of everything that Eminem had good at this era, but also some of the bad. Yeah, I completely forgot to talk about Kim. We're gonna go back to the Marshall Mathers LP for a second. Because Kim is like my least favorite Eminem song ever, because what the fuck is this bullshit? What actually is this? I wanna know. I do not like Kim at all, because it's just infuriatingly like, why? Why is this here? It's so different from everything else that some people are like, oh yeah, this is unique, I like it, but it's not a good song. And there are other songs you probably say, well, that's worse, and I'd be like, yeah, it probably is worse. The difference is that this song makes me mad. Encore is the song. Encore is the album I really don't fucking like. When you talk about an album that I just kind of sit there and go, I can listen to this, but not gonna like it, it's Encore. There are so many questionable decisions in this album that just make me find it worse than the other 3. Why does Puke include actual puking sounds? Why does my first single sound like that? This album is like Weezer Red levels of inconsistent, but it's inconsistent in a bad way. It wasn't like this before. How did it happen now? That being said, still a C tier album. I find problems with certain songs, but the album itself is fine. I'm not gonna get mad at an entire album just because a few songs are questionable. Speaking of questionability, Relapse is on here twice, and you're probably thinking, why? The answer is very simple. I'm gonna rank Refill independently of Relapse, because I want to. What? You want more content, right? You want my videos to be longer, right? No. I don't like them when they're 8 minutes. Do you like them when they're 8 minutes? And think so. You want more content. You want to suck it up, don't you? Yeah, you're a blood-sucking little fuck. I am so goddamn mean to y'all for no reason. That's the end of the sentence. The thing about Relapse is that Relapse was overhated for the longest time, and now it's probably loved too much. Like, people are finally starting to go back to this album and be like, oh my god, it's so fucking good 15 years after it released. It's an A tier. It's definitely a good album, but some people are trying to treat it like it's Eminem's best album, and no, Refill is here because it is a collection of good songs. The problem that I have with it is that my favorite song is Forever, which isn't an Eminem song, it's a Drake song. Fuck! And it has Kanye West in it. And I'm like, dude, I shouldn't like this. It's got an anti-Semite and a fucking pedophile. But at the same time, it's a good song, so I'm like, this is what I'm doing. I have this weird rule where if I like a song from someone from like an outside source, I give them one song. That's it. It's probably a bad rule, and I might get rid of it in the future, but that's the rule I currently have. But even then, it's like judging people's music taste for who they listen to, and not the music behind it is weird. Some people don't get the whole separating art from the artist thing because, oh, it's a bad person, I can't listen to it. And that's a moral thing, and you're probably better if you do that. But at the same time, I want to listen to Forever. I like the song, it's a good song, let me have this. Recovery is weird. This is the first album that is produced without Dr. Dre, and it shows. If you look at the production on this album, it's completely different from anything Eminem released in any of these albums. But Eminem actually did pretty fucking good on this one. It's right below Eminem's Show and above Relapse. And the main reason I talk Recovery this good is because it's so different that it's like a breath of fresh air. By the time you get to Relapse, you're kind of fucking tired of it. Like, Encore was bad, Relapse is pretty good, but you want something new, and Recovery is that something new. It shows you that Eminem is not like this one-trick pony that people accused him of being in the 2000s. Oh, he's just with Dr. Dre. That's why everybody thinks he's good, or oh, he's what? There was a lot of weird shit. Some people still do it. We call those people assholes. But Recovery kind of showed everybody up, and it's kind of like the first in a saga of Eminem, not even the first of a saga of Eminem showing people up. That's kind of his entire career now that I think about it, but still.
Came to the world at a time when it was in need of a villain and asshole.
This is my favorite Eminem album. Mainly because it just has so many fucking bangers. You got Love Game, you got So Far, you got Bad Guy, you got fucking So Much Better, Asshole, Rap God, Evil Twin without the skit. If you're gonna listen to Evil Twin, do it on the deluxe version of the Marshall Mathers LP because the deluxe version doesn't have the skit at the end, so you can actually listen to it. That is a secret tip for you Evil Twin lovers. Listen to it on the deluxe version. Way better that way, because you don't have to listen to fucking that one guy fart and shit and whatever. Revival's hot garbage. There are definitely some good songs. Castle, Bad Husband, Walk on Water, but he gets carried by the features because he's too busy for the rest of the fucking album trying to dispute his haters. And I'm sitting there like, dude, you don't need to do this. You can just like make a good album. Mind you, Eminem is the most petty fucking person alive. So of course he's gonna go at his haters. And he's done it before. Big Weenie was all about his haters on Encore. And it was fine then because it was one song. But it's not fine now because it's the entire album. When something is the entire album, it is not good. Even if it is the consistent theme of the entire thing, you have to put it in such a way to where it's not explicitly trying to make that fucking point. You can't be so blunt with this bullshit that people miss the point because you're shoving it in their face so goddamn hard that they don't give a shit anymore. That's why it's so bad. I'm fine with you saying that your haters are stupid, but I'm not fine with you doing it for an entire album. And you know what's funny? They did it twice.
And I'm talking to you, but you already know who the fuck you are, Kelly.
Kamikaze is the same fucking shit. Sure, there's more to it in there. Same with fucking Revival. The problem is that it is entirely overshadowed by the fact that he cannot shut the fuck up about his haters. I can't defend these albums when they're both just, my haters suck, guys. I'm gonna prove it to you. I get the gimmick. I get the idea. I get what he's going for. The problem is that Revival's raps weren't even that good. Like, it was so obvious he was trying to tell you, here is the rhyme scheme, that it annoyed the shit out of me. And then Kamikaze just has, like, electronic beats that I don't care for at all.
I can make one rhyme with banana.
Now that being said, I do think Music to Be Murdered By and Music to Be Buried By are like about the same. I'll put them both here. I don't really consider one or the other to be better. I think they're both kind of tied. You could just pick whichever one you want to be above the other one based on your preferences. But they're both good albums. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just more that the beats are fine. Get used to them. It's good. They just have a lot of good songs on them. It's nothing spectacular, but you'll have a good time, and I think that's what matters. This is an album that I actually just don't care for. First of all, AI Slim Shady makes no fucking sense because the last song on Music to Be Buried By, Discombobulated, where he brings back the same fucking accent he did for like half of his earlier songs, and then he uses AI on the next, and it's like, what is the fucking point, dude? Who talked you into this? Because it wasn't a good idea. It just made it sound weird at first. I guess it was there to piss people off because people are still upset about AI to this day. It's like asking fucking... I'm drawing a blank here. I was trying to figure it out for like 30 seconds. I could not do it. I could not figure out the analogy for that. The Death of Slim Shady is an album that's just mid. It's got some bangers, but anything past the bangers is just like, whatever. You know what? I'm putting Encore above it because at least Encore makes me feel. The Death of Slim Shady, outside of like Fuel, Houdini, Somebody Save Me, Temporary, even though I don't have that song on my playlist. Outside of those songs, it's whatever. There's nothing here to entice me. Yeah, sure, some of the songs are good. Most of them are C tier. I don't vibe with it. I'm sure other people do. And I'm sure the concept is what makes a lot of people like this more. I just don't care for it. I feel like despite everything, it needed more time in the oven, really. If this is his final album, it's kind of a good thing. But he also said that he has no plans to retire. So I guess we're gonna get more Eminem albums in the future, but he's also a grandfather. I really don't know how Eminem's discography will look in the future. It's gonna be weird. I think someone is theorizing that he's gonna release a new album in 2025, but if he does, I'm gonna be like, no, don't, please. I think Eminem needs to take another breather and just figure his shit out, because what he's doing is not working. It's not like I'm a hater of Eminem now, but I kind of understand where they're coming from with the more recent albums. I think he peaked in 2013, but I don't know. But that's about it. This is probably like the most controversial tier list of all fucking time. When it comes to music, I'm either not controversial at all or the most controversial motherfucker on the planet. The Maroon 5 tier list was nothing special. The Weezer tier list was very controversial. This tier list is also pretty controversial. But this is what you've been waiting for, hopefully. If not, I guess I'll figure it out when I upload the video. But yeah, that's about it. I didn't give much time to the earlier albums. I think the main reason why I did that is just because everybody kind of knows what they like about those albums, and I think it's pretty understandable where I come from with those. There's not much to talk about here. Everybody knows what's good and what's bad about Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, and the Eminem Show. I don't have to tell you. You already know. Those are the albums you care about anyways. Once people hit Encore, they stop giving a shit. Which is weird, because I have the most weird opinions about the later albums. This has been a pretty fun ride. I'll see you next time.